Hello students, welcome. In the projectile motion, as we saw in the previous video, we have two different types of projection. So the first case of projection is projectile in the horizontal projection. That is when an object is thrown from a top of some point and it is making a half projection. So it is called as the horizontal projection. So at this top point, the object will be with initial velocity u, and at one point it will stop there and move downwards, drop downwards due to the gravitational force, and the object will have the acceleration only due to gravity there. So first we'll be taking the equation of motion. You know that displacement S is equal to ut plus half at square. So with that you're going to derive this equation. The distance traveled by the projectile at time t along the x-axis. So it is moving with some distance in the x-axis, and from this point actually the object is dropping down and it makes this much distance in the x-axis. So the displacement here in the x-axis is the x itself. So x is equal to ut plus half at square. And we know that in the x direction there is no acceleration, only the object falls from the top to bottom. In the y direction alone it will have acceleration. So a equal to 0 in case of x direction. So substitute a equal to 0 in the above equation. You will be getting x is equal to, as it is initial velocity along initial velocity is always u. As it is along x direction, it is ux. So x is equal to ux into t plus half into, instead of a it is 0 into t square. Anything into 0, the whole term will become 0. So x is equal to uxt plus 0, which is simply x is equal to uxt. This is displacement along the x direction. So next, displacement along the y direction. So for y direction, in the place of the equations, for a it has the acceleration due to gravity as it drops down. When the object moves downwards, there will be always the acceleration which is due to gravity, which is given by the symbol g. So instead of a, you have to write it as g. And there is no initial velocity because initial velocity is only along the x direction. So when you drop an object from here, it will start to move along the x direction for some time, which is the initial velocity, and then drop from here to down when the initial velocity becomes 0 there. So then uy, the initial velocity along y direction, will be 0. So substitute this a and u value there in the equation, in your first equation, kinematics of motion. So it becomes y is equal to uy into t plus half at square, where this a value is simply g and uy value is 0. So y equal to 0 plus half gt square, which is simply y is equal to half gt square. So let this be equation number 2. So from the equation 1, we had the equation 1 is x is equal to ux into t. So I am going to get the value of t from this equation. So have the t alone on one side, bring this ux to the other side. So what you will get is, if you get it this side, it is t is equal to x by ux. So substitute this x by ux, t is equal to x by ux in the equation number 2. So what is your equation number 2? It is y is equal to half gt square. In that, instead of t, substitute this one. So if you substitute, it is 1 by 2 into g into x by ux the whole square. So write it separately. You will get 1 by 2 into g into x square by ux square. Bring the square inside. Then I have replaced these terms as g by 2ux squared into this x squared. So in this part, this whole term becomes a constant k. So instead of this, I am writing it as constant k. So y is equal to k into x squared. So in this, we are going to measure 4 parameters. The one is time of flight. Second one is horizontal range the projectile has covered. And third one is the speed or velocity of the object that is under motion. And it is it is velocity, speed, and the resultant velocity to reach the ground there. So all these things we are going to calculate. So let us begin with the time of flight. So as you know, what is time of flight? Flight is the flying time, right? So when the object drops down from any point, it takes some time to reach the ground, right? It is flying in the middle part. So how much time it has taken for this flight is called as the time of flight. Or else you can also say at what time the object has dropped down and hit the ground. It is called as time of flight. So let us go into the definition here. Time taken for the projectile to complete its trajectory. So what is trajectory? The path. This path of the projection is called as the trajectory. So it will complete from there, it will end at this point on the ground, no? So this is called the completion of the trajectory. Time taken to complete this trajectory or hitting the ground by an object is called as the total time of flight. So we are going to calculate that as this projection is along y direction. So the displacement is along y direction. So yes, y, it is nothing but the height h. It depends upon this height h, the object's motion will be there along the y axis. So it is h displacement, and time t is represented by the capital T here, and always along the y direction the velocity, initial velocity is 0. Only the initial velocity will be present in the x direction here, and the acceleration is always due to gravity, so it is a is equal to g. Then substitute all this in the equation. As you know, s is equal to ut plus half at square. So here s is sy is equal to uy into t plus half at square. In this, substitute the parameters there. Instead of sy, h is equal to, the initial velocity is 0 into t plus half, instead of a it is g, so gt square. So anything into 0 is simply 0, and adding this 0 to any term, you will get the term alone. So h is equal to 1 by 2 gt square. What you are going to calculate is time of flight, that is only t value here. So capital T is what you have to calculate. So have this t square as such, bring all the other terms to the other side. You will have t square is equal to, this 2 is in denominator. So when it goes to the other side, it becomes numerator. So it is 2h by g is equal to t square. I want only t. So take square root on both sides. So it is square root of t square is equal to square root of 2h by g. In this, t square and square root will get cancelled off. You will be getting t. So t is equal to root of 2h by g. This t is the time of flight what we have to calculate. So this is the final value of time of flight. So next we are going to derive for the horizontal range. So as the name goes, horizontal range is nothing but, see, I am dropping the object from this point. It is moving to, it can make any kind of projection like this. So the distance covered from this point to this point in the x-axis is called as the range. So it is, if it is horizontal, you know, it is horizontal, this one is horizontal and this side is vertical. So horizontal is nothing but x-axis. So in the x-axis, from the point of the tower or the hill where you stand and the point where the object reaches the ground, this distance in the x-axis is called as horizontal range, and it is indicated by the symbol r. So this is the definition. The horizontal distance covered by the projectile from the point of tower, from the point of foot of tower to the point where the projectile ends or where the projectile hits the ground. This distance is called as the horizontal range. So for this again, S is equal to ut plus half at square. As it is in horizontal direction, it should be x-axis. So Sx is equal to ux into t plus half at square, isn't it? So I have already told you, in the x-axis direction there will be initial velocity u and acceleration will not be there. So a is equal to 0. And this S is called displacement, right? The displacement distance moved along x direction is nothing but the range r, which we have told. So Sx is nothing but r. Substitute all these parameters in the equation. So it becomes r is equal to u into capital T plus, in the half at square term, this would become 1 by 2 into 0 into t square. Anything into 0, completely 0. So ut plus 0, which is simply ut. So r is equal to u into capital T. And in the t is the time of flight, what we have derived in the previous case. So let it be equation number 3. So t is equal to root of 2h by g. Substitute this t here in this equation number 4. This one, let it be equation number 4. So substitute here, you will get the range r is equal to u into, instead of t, root of 2h by g. So this is my horizontal range r value. Let this equation be 5. So the next third parameter what you are going to discuss is the resultant velocity, that is the velocity at any point of time in the projectile motion. So when the object is dropped from this point and it makes the projection like this, and when this is moving towards the ground, the acceleration will get deferred, which means the velocity is getting changed at each point of time. Okay, so then the velocity will not be same here. So if I want to find any velocity at any point of time, let it be p here. This one is somewhere in the space, so you cannot go for the exact value of velocity, as it is a vector quantity. It has the both vector magnitude and the direction. So for this, I have to resolve. For this case, I have to resolve this point into horizontal component and vertical component. Then the resultant vector will be somewhere like this. This is what will give the velocity value at this point. So I have to go for the horizontal component, that is in the x direction, and the vertical component, that is in the y direction for velocity. So you know velocity is v. So from the equation v equal to u plus at, I am going for x direction and y direction. So velocity for x direction, it is vx is equal to ux plus ax into t. Always you know, x direction you have the velocity, initial velocity u value, and ax value is always 0. So substitute this in the equation. Vx is equal to u plus 0 into t. Anything into 0, that whole term becomes 0. So Vx, the velocity along x direction, is simply u. Let it be equation number 6. Now in the y direction. So instead of x, write it as y there. So Vy equal to uy plus ay into t. And we know in the y direction, the velocity, initial velocity u is 0 and a is always acceleration due to gravity g. Substitute here. Vy equal to 0 plus g into t. Then Vy equal to simply gt. This is equation number 7. So now we have got for the velocity the x value and y value. Then the velocity should be written as x value into I cap plus y value into j cap, isn't it? So what is x value? It is u. So u into I cap plus what is y value? It is gt. So gt into j cap. This is my velocity v. We know that velocity and speed are one and same. Velocity is a vector quantity with representation like this. When you go for the modulus value, that is only for the magnitude value from this velocity, you will get speed. So going for magnitude value is simply root of Vx square plus Vy square. Vx is u. So u square plus gt the whole square, which is the speed value from this velocity. So the final parameter is speed of the projectile when it hits the ground. So speed of the projectile is something related to what we have discussed in the previous case also. So time period t, we know that t is equal to root of 2h by g, and Vx is equal to u, Vy equal to gt. This all we have derived in the previous cases. So in this t, substitute this t value here in this equation, then you will get Vy equal to g into, instead of t, it is root 2h by g. So this g can be written as root g into root g, right? If you write it like this, it will become root g the whole square. Then square and square root will get cancelled off. Only the g value will be there, no? So this g can be written as root g into separating this root here and writing as root of 2h by root of g to cancel this. So this root g and one of the root g will get cancelled off. Then my Vy value would become root of 2 into g into h. So I now have the value of Vy and Vx. The same thing what we have did there, but this t value was not substituted there. So here we are substituting it and finding the Vx and Vy. So the velocity V can be written as Vx plus Vy, isn't it? So it is Vx value is u and Vy value is root 2gh. So u can again can be written as root of u square, because square and square root will get cancelled off. Because one term is in root and the other term is not in root. So to get that, I am going to write this u as root of u square. So v is equal to root of u square plus root of 2gh. So you have root common here. So it is v is equal to whole root of u square plus 2gh, which is the speed of the projectile to hit the ground. I hope you've understood. The same case, the same 4 parameters you're going to calculate for the next type of projectile motion, which we'll be seeing in the next video. I hope you've understood. Please subscribe to my channel.